Bye week is over, and we now get ready for the rest of the season and the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know why I said it like that. Let's just jump into the video. What is up, Finn fans? How's everyone doing on this Monday? We got to sit back and watch Sunday football and not stress about the Miami Dolphins and did they win, did they lose, did the offense play better, did the defense play better, all that stuff. We do have a game tonight with the Buffalo Bills heading here to New Jersey to take on the Jets. Bills are 3-2, Jets are 2-3. If the Jets win, they go to 3-3, and the Bills go to 3-3. And then the Dolphins, if they beat the Colts, also go to 3-3. And the biggest thing is next week the Bills play the Titans, whereas the Jets play the Steelers. So we want the Jets to win tonight. So before we jump into all that, I do have to shout out today's sponsor. You guys have heard me talk about them time and again, or every once in a while, and that is Via. So let's listen to Past Doug talking a little bit more about Via. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Via. You might not know what Via is, and I'm gonna break it down and tell you exactly what Via is. This summer, do you want to enjoy hemp products but don't know where to get them? Are you in a state where it's not legally accessible? Had enough of overpriced dispensaries? Well, that's where Via comes in. Whether you're lounging under the sun or exploring new adventures, Via premium hemp products are your perfect companion. Farmed and crafted with care in the United States and trusted by over 500,000. Say that one more time. 500,000 customers. Via Hemp has products for everyone. Their wide range of premium gummies cover all effects, strength ranges, have you covered whether you're looking to set the mood in the bedroom, how you doing, or chilling out after a long day. Lab tested certified Via Hemp products are sourced from the finest hemp for your peace of mind. Via is well known for their premium THCA flower, grown indoors in the state-of-art facilities and harvested at peak THCA levels to emphasize a natural aroma and flavor. The THCA flower strains are grown with care and rigorously tested to ensure the highest quality, free from harsh pesticides and nasty chemicals. And the best part, Via legally ships to all 50 states in discreet packaging directly to your door with our worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. And they did send me some, and it is a very discreet box. You don't know. And they sent me a bunch of their gummies that they have a wide variety of different gummies. Now, THC might not be your thing, right? They also have a CBD line. So if THC isn't for you, you can still take advantage of their CBD line with their products designed for sleep, focus, energy that will keep you going and glowing all summer long. But they have different things that they sent me, like they said, for your mind, for calming, for sleep, all these different things to help. With Via organic and vegan hemp extracts, perfect for relaxation and rejuvenation. Other ingredients sourced from the finest hemp for your peace of mind and lab tested and certified. So you feel comfortable with what you're getting from these guys. Now, if you're 21 or older, obviously you have to be 21 or older, check out the link in the description for Via and use the promo code DDW to receive 15% off. After your first purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Spice up your summer, embrace the natural power of hemp with Via today. And again, Via, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. But as you could tell by the title, and I have talked about stepping up before, but this is a pivotal time that we need this organization, we need these players, and we need the coaches to step it up. Now, we're going to be taking on the Colts on Sunday, 1 o'clock. And then next week, I think Wednesday is when Tua is probably going to start practicing, because they practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all that stuff. And I will be shocked if he doesn't come off of the IR, and if he doesn't practice, and if they hold him out an extra week, because we see how the offense runs without Tua Tagovailoa in there, literally scoring 3 points, 12 points, and 10 points. So we need a little bit better of an offense, and that 10 points against Buffalo was with Tua in there for about, what, a half, a little over a half. So we need him to come back, but also, while him not being there for this Sunday, which he's probably going to be on the sideline, he's been traveling with the team because it is in Indy, this team needs to step it up. And I'm going to look at the next 6 games. I'm going to look at the players we have on this team. I'm going to talk about McDaniel Greer a little bit more. And I'm just going to talk about what needs to happen. Now, I delved into that a little bit on Friday, but I want to talk a little bit more about that getting ready for this Colts team, right? So our 2 superstars on the offense, right? Because you have Devon Achane, you got Raheem Mostert, and you got Jalen Wright. Achane and Wright are still young. You know, this is Achane's second year. This is Jalen Wright's first year. They have shown a ton of promise, but to me, they're not the superstars yet. They're not the guys who need to step it up. The superstars that need to step it up are, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle. I have heard ad nauseum, and I still kind of get trickles of it here and there, but it's not as loud as it's been, especially last year when Tua, led the league in passing, was any quarterback will be successful with the weapons that Tua has. Any quarterback will be successful in that offense because it's the system and Mike McDaniel, not Tua. But now I'm hearing the reason why these other quarterbacks struggle is because it is a gimmicky offense made for Tua is one of the things I heard. But it's not that, right? And I'll get to the stepping up part. Because Tua does things very well. As much as people don't want to come to that understanding, and as much as some people just want to crap on him. And my biggest thing with Tua right now is he can't stay healthy, and he plays hero ball when he doesn't need to, especially with the dumb interception against the Bills when he's trying to throw it out of bounds instead of just taking the sack. And he's still doing it after 5 years, and it's driving me nuts. But his injuries and the consistent injuries are now making me start to be like, we need to think about the future, because I don't know if Tua is going to keep playing hero ball and keep putting himself in these situations. But that's a video down the line, probably when the season's over. But these superstars need to step it up, because again, you would think, and I thought it, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle, now you have Odell Beckham's out there, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Wright, Jonnu Smith. You have like 7 weapons on this offense, and we can't get this offense going. Like, is it really that Skylar Thompson, Tim Boyle, Huntley, Mike White were all that bad that we can't get any iota of offense going? Like, it can't be, right? Like, you sit back and you're like, Mike McDaniel really can't get the best out of Tyler Huntley. Like, Skylar Thompson's been in this offense for 3 years now. You're telling me that Mike McDaniel can't get the best out of him, and he's still a step too slow in his processing, and he's still like, that's what you're telling me? And even with Tyreek Hill, with these 7 weapons that I just listed off, we can't move the ball at all. It has to be Tua. Like, Tua is that good in this offense that it's only him. And yes, people will say, well, he wasn't that good against Jacksonville, and he wasn't that good against the Bills. As the season goes on, players get better. Now, would he have been? I honestly think we would have beat the Titans and the Seahawks if Tua was the quarterback, because of how blatantly open passes were that were missed. I don't think we would beat the Bills, obviously. If Tua didn't get concussed and he stayed in that game, we weren't beating the Bills. The Bills always have our number, and until then, like the Houston Texans just beat the Patriots on Sunday yesterday. It was the first time in their history of the Houston Texans beating the Patriots. So sometimes a team just has another team's number. But as the season goes on, you tend to get better, and you tend to progress, and you tend to, as you see from these other quarterbacks, but you see from, like, prime example, and I know he's a rookie, Caleb Williams. His first 2 weeks in the season sucked. He's actually playing really well now. You see it as the season goes on. You get the jitters out. You know, you barely were practicing or playing during preseason. You get it out, and all of a sudden you start to progress and get better. Would to have done that? I don't know. We won't know, and hopefully we find out. But I honestly think that, and I think as the season goes on, you get better. But these guys got to step it up in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Now, Raheem Mostert did his thing against the Patriots, so I'm not really going to get on the running backs because they 80 yards a pop, you know, plus 80 yards plus a pop. But it's like Tyreek Hill, he's 286 yards. He only has 1 touchdown. Jalen Waddle has 258 yards. He has 0 touchdowns. And they both kind of have drops. Now, I know Tyreek Hill against the Tennessee Titans, he would have had 3 touchdowns if Tyler Huntley just hit him when he was supposed to, especially the go route up the sideline where Tyler Huntley threw it behind him instead of leading him when he beat his receiver, beat his corner, or another one where he threw it, I think, to Jalen Waddle when up the seam he had Tyreek Hill, and then we have the one which was the deep corner route where he underthrew it. An accurate quarterback would have made those plays, and we would have destroyed the Titans again if Tua was playing, if Tim Boyle went in there. So one of the areas of this team that need to step up are these superstars, are these guys that are making a ton of money, specifically Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill has been messing with people on Twitter, talking about, you know, who's going to call the next play, with instances of, I think someone made a comment on Twitter about, you know, Tua running the ball and then making comments about Devontae Adams trade things, but then he's making it seem like it's him. And then he posts a collage of him and Patrick Mahomes. Like, he's messing with people, but it's the wrong time to mess with people when you're sitting at 2-3 and you have 286 yards and 1 touchdown. And you need to do better. Like, stop dropping the ball. And, you know, I understand that you don't get the ball when I get where the frustration comes from on his side, but also why is it that you have Justin Jefferson who has 450 yards and 4 touchdowns when Sam Darnold's his quarterback? And again, is it a situation where Sam Darnold is just that good at getting Jefferson the ball, or is Jefferson that good at getting the ball that he's making Darnold look good? There's examples all throughout the NFL where you have these backup quarterbacks come in, like Malik Willis and Sam Darnold and, you know, Joe Flacco, but Joe Flacco's a good quarterback all around. But you have these instances of these guys coming in and the offense is still doing well, and the offense is still scoring touchdowns. We are anemic at scoring touchdowns for the past 5 games, even though we have weapons at every position on offense, top weapons, except for the quarterback. Now, are we really sitting here? And again, be it Tua hater or not, is it the quarterback? That's where Greer and McDaniel come in, and I will get to them in a second. Because if you look, Tua Tagovailoa is still leading the team in passing yards with 483 passing yards. He played a game and a half, a little over a game and a half. There was three games afterwards, and he's still leading the team in passing yards with 483, 2 touchdowns. Like, someone needs to step it up. Now, we saw a little bit better out of Tyler Huntley against the Patriots. Still not where it needs to be, still missing touchdown opportunities, but we saw something better. And that's where it goes into my next person that needs to step it up, and that's Mike McDaniel. Now, I've been on Mike McDaniel, and I've been on Chris Greer, and we'll get to Chris Greer in a second. But his play calling, it got better against the Patriots, and I will talk more about what he needs to figure out as I'm sitting here doing my research. His play call, his preparation. And I ain't talking about hemorrhoids, preparation H. You have had now 2 weeks to get Tyler Huntley ready for the Indianapolis Colts. Because Tyler Huntley's going to be our starter for the Indianapolis Colts. We should score more than 14 points against the Indianapolis Colts, and I will get into that. Like, come on. I listed the weapons. The offensive line isn't as doo-doo. It isn't great, but it is as doo-doo as a lot of us want to think. We should score more than 14 points against the Indianapolis Colts if you have 2 weeks of preparation for this team. Come on, Mike. And then you have to make the hard decisions. You have to stop being so team-friendly Like, obviously they cut Chosen, and then I think they benched Durham Smythe because he was struggle bus sitting. But you got to make those hard decisions. And one of them is your golden boy, your project, your whoever, whatever you want to name him. And that's Julian Hill. There's too many times where a play is productive, a play is netting positive yards, a play is going for 15 yards, 10 plus yards. It comes back because you're Julian Hill. Either it's a holding call, it's an illegal motion, it's this or that. I understand you like him and you think he has a great upside. You need to sit him down because he's hurting the offense. He's not helping. And that's where Mike McDaniel needs to step it up. Now, he needs to step it up in the play calling, and I'll get to that in a second, because when I break down these next 6 games, you're going to be very shocked. But he needs to step it up in being a head coach, right? And that's the sitting players down, the discipline, the punishment, yada, yada, is the head coaching aspect of being a head coach, right? Because he's the offensive coordinator as well. Even though we have one, he's the offensive coordinator when it comes to the play calling, the adjustments, all that stuff. But when it comes to you're causing too many penalties, you're going to sit. You're not playing this game. Or Julian Hill's out there again. He motions a hold on a potential 20-yard run touchdown. Sit him down. Don't put him back out there 5 plays later because he's going to do it again. He's the most penalized person on this team. Sit him down. Show that the rest of the players, if you keep flipping up, I'm going to bench you because we cannot sit here and have you guys jeopardize us winning games because we didn't start the way we wanted to and we didn't start the way we should have. You need to take that into consideration. You need to step up in that aspect. Chris Grier, regardless of what happens this season, and it's going to be harsh, and if Chris Grier is watching this, I do apologize if you're like, wow, you can suck a butt, Doug. I think it's time to move on from Chris Grier. I really do. 9 years, we're starting horribly. Our offense is horrible. How does this happen? It's because of depth. It's because of not wanting to do certain things. It's because of you know more about this than we do, or you're more worried. We're more worried about this than you are. The backup quarterback situation. It's like you're going to run down a laundry list of reasons why we are where we are, and a lot of it has to do with the head coach and the GM. It's time to move on from Chris Grier. But until then, if it does happen, if it doesn't happen, he needs to step it up in the aspect of recognizing where we're struggling and trying to help it out. We lost Jalen Phillips. Bradley Chubb is probably not going to be good for I don't know how long. I haven't heard anything about him potentially practicing to come off of the IR. We need to add some pass rushers. There are potential pass rushers out there. Hassan Reddick. Yes, you'd have to trade within the division, but it's at the point right now where he doesn't want to play for the Jets. His agency fired him. His agency has come out and said, hey, we got a 1-year deal where he'd get more money. He'd make up the money that he lost. And he said, no, he doesn't want to be a Jet. Throw him like a 4th-round pick and whoever. Throw him in the Jets, bring Hassan Reddick in. He'll be ecstatic to face the Jets twice this year still, and will help our pass rushing problem because we need help there. Now, yes, we still have Sealer. Yes, we still have Campbell. Yes, we have Agba, but then it's like Chop is still raw. He gets a ton of pressure, but he doesn't finish. Haven't seen Mo Kamara go out there. We need help in that aspect of that play. Also, the offensive line. If you can go out and get like a Quentin Nelson, which there's rumors out there that it's a possibility he could be traded for, maybe not. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to keep your job, if it seems like he possibly could keep his job, then these are the moves you need to make because the season's still good. The season can still be in place, especially with the way we saw teams play yesterday and with where we sit at 2-3. The season isn't over. But he needs to fill these holes of a team that is falling apart. Right now, we're sitting at like 20-something million in cap space. If we don't touch it going into next year, we're under the cap by 4 million. But again, the cap went up by 30 million this year. It's projected to go up by like 40 million, 50 million next year. Then we move on from certain players. We gain like 20 million. We're fine when it comes to the cap space. Fix this team. But do it right. And again, this is where I'm like, He needs to go, and I apologize if that's harsh, but he hasn't done it for the past 9 years. What makes me think he's going to do it now? He picked Bradley Chubb over Roquan Smith. So I'm saying, it's like, I don't know. Now, don't get me wrong. At some points, Bradley Chubb's good, but if we had Smith, it'd be a horse of a different color right now. So there's that. Now, I want to talk about the next 6 games and why I think this team needs to step it up. And when Tua comes back, they need to step it up even more. We play the Colts, the Cards, the Bills, the Rams, the Raiders, the Patriots. 3 of those games are on the road. 3 of those games are home, right? You have the Cardinals, who are sitting at 3-3. You have the Colts, who are sitting at 3-3. You have the Cardinals, who are sitting at 2-4. You have the Bills, who are sitting at 3-2. Rams at 1-4. Raiders at 2-4, and the Patriots at 1-5. Only one team, as of right now, because again tonight the Bills play, have a winning record, and that's the Buffalo Bills at 3-2. The Colts are at 500, and opposite of that, every team has a losing record. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth for you. Let's talk about defenses that the Miami Dolphins are going to be playing. The Colts have the 29th pass, the 30th run defense. Their defense is not good. And this is where I'm talking about. If you have 2 weeks to get Tyler Huntley and this offense ready, and you can't score more than 14 points against this Colts defense, who is giving up 29th in passing yards and 30th in rushing yards, Mike, I'm sorry, you're the problem. You have the Cardinals, who are 18th in passing yards, 22nd in rush defense. The Bills, they're not bad, but they're 13th in pass. They're 25th in rush defense. You have the Rams, who are 20th and 30th. You have the Raiders, who are 15th and 22nd. And you have the Patriots, who are 25th and 14th. These stats will change, obviously, and they will change by tomorrow because they normally take about a day to put these stats in. But this is going off of the first 5 weeks, not looking at this past week. So they probably could get worse, especially for the Raiders, who got destroyed, and some of these other teams who got destroyed. We are not facing good defenses. The Colts and the Cardinals do not have good defenses. Bills have a decent defense. The Rams do not have a good defense. The Raiders do not have a good run defense, and the Patriots do not have a good pass defense, and we already ran all over them. If you're seeing what I'm saying here, these next 6 games, I'm saying we're losing to the Bills. I'll predict it right now. So the next 5 games besides those Bills games are winnable games. Especially if you get your offense ready, especially if Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Mike McDaniel and Tyler Huntley and all of these guys step it up. Because on Sunday, you are not facing a good defense in the Indianapolis Colts. 29th in pass, 30th in run. Now, when it comes to the offense, that's where it's a little different, right? Colts have a decent offense, 9th in run, 11th in pass. Cardinals, not great in pass, 24th, but they're 5th in run because they have a mobile quarterback. Bills are 13th and 23rd, 13th in run, 23rd in pass. The Rams, not great in run, 24th, 10th in pass. The Raiders are 30th in run, 14th in pass, and the Patriots are 6th in run, 30th in pass. So you're looking at the Rams, Raiders, and Patriots. They're just all around bad teams, and the top 3, you have bad defenses and good offenses. All in all, after all this statistics and research and everything, if the team steps it up, if the superstars step it up, if the head coach steps it up, if Tua comes back and gets his head right and steps it up, and the defense continues to do what they're doing, but step it up a little bit, please. Finish your pressure, get the sacks on the quarterback. I see no reason why the Miami Dolphins can't go 5-1 in the next 6 games into that hard stretch, starting with Thursday night against the Packers on Thanksgiving. And to go 5-1 would make us 7-4. And that's a good number, right? I prefer 8-3. That's a possibility. Probably we ain't been the Bills. But will they? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to happen. But what I'm telling you is it's a realistic possibility. These teams are not good. Neither is the Dolphins. I'm not sitting here telling you the Dolphins. But that's where we have to step it up. That's where we have to go back to the 2023 Dolphins, bring back that offense where this offense only beats bad teams. This offense only takes advantage of playing bad defenses. You're about to play 6 bad defenses. I give the Bills a mediocre. You're about to play 5 bad defenses. Go back to being the 2023 Dolphins, beat up on those 5 teams, give your defense a lead, let them pin their ears back. It is very real possibility. Will they, is the question. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. There's no film breakdown, but I will be making videos preparing for this Colts game and any other news that happens. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Like usual, stay classy. My friends out.